That Russian action is deeply dangerous. And this is the second time this year that this ship, the Yantar, has deployed to UK waters. So my message to Russia and to Putin is this: we see you, we know what you're doing, and if the Yantar travels south this week, we are ready.
The North Sea at night is a black void, an ocean of freezing wind, rolling metal waves, and radar ghosts whispering across the surface. It is November 19th, 2025, 45 miles off the coast of Scotland, inside the UK's exclusive economic zone. And everything that matters to the Western world flows beneath this stretch of water. Invisible fiber optic arteries carry financial transactions, government communications, military C2 traffic, intelligence transfers, emergency data relays, nearly everything modern civilization requires to function. This isn't just another patch of ocean. It's the throat of the global internet, the exposed spinal cord of the West. And on this night, something foreign and hostile was crawling across it. Before we continue, hit that like button to help us beat the YouTube algorithm and to show your support. It begins innocently. A Royal Air Force P-8, a Poseidon patrols the region. Not hunting submarines tonight, just conducting a routine transit under cloud-choked skies. The pilot, a seasoned officer with thousands of hours in the cockpit, guides the aircraft through low-visibility night flight. He believes he is alone up here. Then, in less than a heartbeat, the cockpit detonates in a sheet of blinding neon green, a laser, high-powered, military-grade, a direct hit to the windshield. Instant blindness punches him across the face like a fist. His pupils slam shut. Every muscle seizes. His hands jerk on the yoke. The aircraft pitches upward, alarms scream, and for a moment the horizon disappears. In the back of the plane, operators shout over each other, grabbing restraints, bracing for impact as the Poseidon fights to stay airborne over waters cold enough to kill a man in minutes. Down below, on the deck of the Russian spy vessel Yantar, there is no panic, only smugness. Somewhere in that steel hull, a sailor thinks he has won. He thinks the laser forced the British aircraft to flee. He thinks his ship is safe to continue its work. He is catastrophically mistaken. Because by pulling that trigger, he didn't blind NATO. He exposed himself to it. That laser was nothing but a flare in the dark, a beacon screaming, "I am here," to every US and British asset watching the North Sea that night. And someone else had already been watching. The Yantar, Project 22010, has a poetic name in Russian military literature: Oceanographic Research Vessel. A harmless label for Western press releases. But inside NATO threat assessments, the word Yantar translates to something else entirely: Special Operations Cable Interference Platform. This ship is purpose-built for sabotage. Its twin deep-diving submersibles, the AS-37 Rus and AS-39 Consul, can reach 6,000 meters. Their robotic arms can grip, manipulate, slice, clamp, or plant. They specialize in touching things no one ever sees: pipelines, communication lines, underwater amplifiers, seabed grid nodes, anything the West needs to keep the lights on. And tonight, the Yantar is drifting in a slow, surgical zigzag at 3 to 5 knots, with its AIS tracking system conveniently broken, sliding across the seabed routes that carry 97% of the world's digital traffic. A knife in the dark, looking for a spine. The only reason anyone notices is because the P-8's AN/APY-10 radar paints the metal hull instantly. It sees the wake pattern. It sees the thermal signature. It sees the missing AIS. Something doesn't add up. The crew descends lower for confirmation, and that's when the laser fires. But this time, that illegal act triggers something else. Not panic, not retreat, something rehearsed. Inside the P-8, even in those blinding seconds, the mission commander follows the manual to the letter. Climb. Neutralize glare. Clear the aircraft. Maintain aircraft control. And most importantly, never lose the target. Just before the Poseidon breaks away, the crew releases a string of sonobuoys. Each one splashes into the dark, unfolding antennas, broadcasting location packets across Link 16 like electronic breadcrumbs. The Poseidon's eyes may be blinded, but its sensors are wide awake. The Yantar's exact coordinates are marked, its bearing, its speed, and the acoustic trace below it. Now the American hunters enter the frame. At 35,000 feet, another P-8A Poseidon is running SIGINT silent. Its job tonight is not patrol, it is surveillance. The aircraft's ALQ-213 electronic warfare suite listens to every vibration in the electromagnetic spectrum. When the Yantar fired its laser, it had to power up the targeting array that guides it. And when that system went hot, the ship's defensive radar pulsed to life. Only for a second. Maybe two. But 1 second is enough for the US Navy. The SIGINT P-8 catches the full frequency sweep, the pulse width, the modulation pattern, the antenna rotation speed. The Yantar didn't just reveal its position, it revealed its identity. And under the waves, something far more dangerous is waiting. The USS Indiana, a Virginia-class nuclear attack submarine, is less than 8 miles away. It has been trailing the Yantar for hours, silent and invisible, running its towed array at ultra-low speed. The acoustic environment tonight is perfect for sub-tracking. Dense cold water, stable thermocline, minimal merchant traffic. The moment the P-8 drops its sonobuoys, the Indiana sees the entire map light up. But the real gift comes 90 seconds later. The AS-37 submersible launches. To Russia, this is the moment the mission begins. To the US Navy, this is the moment the trap snaps. Mini-subs are stealthy, but they are not ghosts. The noise of ballast adjustments, the soft electric hum of the thrusters, the hull temperature bleeding into cold water, every one of those details is a beacon to a Virginia-class sub. Within moments, the Indiana slips behind the Yantar's stern into its baffles, the acoustic blind spot every ship has. From here, the American boat hears everything without being heard. The Russian operators are convinced their decoys and low-speed drift are enough to confuse NATO. They don't realize that a Virginia-class sonar team can distinguish between an authentic propulsion signature and a decoy the same way a trained detective can tell a real scream from a staged one. Meanwhile, up in the sky, the Yantar's captain makes his second mistake. After the laser incident, he kills his radar to hide. At the same time, the AS-37 releases an acoustic decoy heading west. The real submersible dives east, trying to confuse the Americans by splitting signatures, a classic trick, but outdated, because Link 16 has already fused every radar, sonar, infrared, magnetic, and SIGINT input into a single, real-time picture. NATO sees the decoy. They ignore it. They see the real submergence. They follow it. Now the information kill chain activates. First, the US P-8 fires a single narrow radar beam at the Yantar's antenna. It's not a weapon. It's a knock on the door. A psychological shot across the bow. It says, "We see you, and you don't even know where we're looking from." The Yantar responds by cutting all emissions. They go dark. They think they are invisible. They are not. Because the next phase of the trap detonates underwater. The USS Indiana executes a maneuver called a reverse track, pivoting sharply and sliding along a contour of water so quiet it becomes an acoustic void. The submarine parks itself 900 yards off the Yantar's stern, hidden beneath the ship's own noise shadow. The Russian crew has no idea an American nuclear reactor is humming less than a kilometer away, tracking every move their mini-sub makes. Then the Americans strike, not with torpedoes, not with missiles, but with something far more devastating to a covert operation: comms disruption. The US P-8 shifts into electronic warfare mode, firing a series of tightly modulated frequency-hopping bursts directly into the Yantar's underwater comms channel. The AS-37 suddenly loses all telemetry. Its control screens go black, navigation errors flash, depth sensors flicker. The sub becomes blind and deaf in seconds. The Russians feel the panic rising. The mission is collapsing under their feet. Then comes the final blow. The USS Indiana emits one active sonar pulse. Ping. A sound so sharp, so metallic, so unmistakably American that every Russian on board freezes, because that sound is the naval equivalent of a gun being cocked inches from your skull. It is not a warning shot. It is a promise. At that exact moment, the British P-8, now recovered from the laser hit, slides back into the area, its floodlights sweeping the Yantar from above like a police helicopter catching a criminal behind a convenience store. The message is unmistakable. Your submarine is isolated. Your vessel is locked. We own the sky. We own the seabed. You will retreat. The Yantar's captain breaks. Orders scream across the ship. Recover the AS-37 immediately. Abort the mission. Get out. The crew rushes the submersible back onto the deck, fumbling in panic under the harsh glare of NATO aircraft circling overhead. Their ship pivots north, engines straining, running from the scene like a burglar caught mid-break-in. No shots fired, no explosions, no casualties, but a complete tactical defeat. The humiliation broadcast across every maritime intelligence network in Europe. Russia tried to blind a British pilot. Instead, NATO blinded Russia's entire operation. The West didn't need torpedoes. It used something far deadlier: information integration. Because in the 21st century, the side that controls the electromagnetic spectrum controls the battle space. Lasers are dramatic, but data is lethal. And tonight, NATO turned the ocean into a digital iron cage. Russia left with nothing but shame. The UK's cables remained untouched. And the United States quietly reminded Moscow of a truth older than the Cold War. You can hide from a camera. You can hide from a satellite. But you cannot hide from the United States Navy. Which brings us to the question I'll leave you with. After this disaster, will Russia dare return to these waters again? And if next time they send a real attack submarine instead of a research ship, should NATO simply knock again? Or is it time the West responds with something far more kinetic? Tell me what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more cinematic deep dive military analysis. See you on the next mission.